I took Giannis's strength and Giannis's dunking, combined that with Kevin Durant's shooting on big man build with crazy dribbling and defense. Yeah, basically I'm showing you guys how to break this game. Alright, so for position, you can really go with whatever you want to. I'm going with power forward, but you could probably go like small forward, power forward, or center if I'm being honest. Then height, we're going with 6'10". Both Kevin Durant and Giannis are taller than 6'10" in real life. But if you go up to 6'11" or 7 foot, your dribbling and your speed is not going to be anywhere close to where Giannis and Kevin Durant's speed is. So for this reason, I'm okay with going 6'10" to play a lot more like those two players, and overall the build is just way better. Wingspan is kind of a tough one because if you're making a Giannis build, you probably go max wingspan. If you're making a Kevin Durant build, you probably go with pretty low wingspan. That way you get very crazy shooting. The perfect balance between both of those things is just default wingspan at 7'3". I'll explain why in a second. But really at 7'3", you can do both incredibly well. Then for the weight, you're going to want to go down to 216 pounds. This way you can still be fast while also still being strong. Alright, so first thing, the Kevin Durant part of this build obviously comes from the shooting. You see 81 3-pointer and then 88 mid-range. This not only gives you basically every single good jump shot, including the Kevin Durant base, it also gives you both gold midi magician and gold space creator to be able to hit step back shots so consistently. You already know spotting up on this build is really easy. If you're struggling to spot up, I got you guys with a jump shot in a second. But what this build can also do that's very overpowered is hit step back and just moving shots, not only from the mid-range area, but also from 3 as well. Let me just tell you guys, these shots are very overpowered. Not only are they extremely quick, extremely unexpected, but also these are some of the easiest shots in the game to hit. When you have gold space creator and gold midi magician, you can hit those shots so consistently. And also, since you're 6'10", it feels like nobody ever gets a contest. And that applies for not only moving shots, but also just normal standstill shots as well. Like, someone tell this dude to play up on me. Obviously, you do unlock Kevin Durant base, which you can use if you want to, but I personally find this jump shot to be a little better. Two things about this jump shot really quick. First off, play around with the blending, find a blending that works well for you. And second, I got a jump shot video coming soon with this jump shot in the video. And in that video, I'll go way more in depth about this jump shot as well as like the timing cue and stuff like that. Yeah, be on the lookout. Now we got the Kevin Durant part of this build out the way. Let's go with the Giannis part next. So right here, we're going to go with a 93 driving dunk, which is going to give us gold posterizer. And then we're also going to go with a 60 standing dunk. I'll talk about the ratings that aren't super well upgraded in a second, but you guys can just see when it comes to driving on this build, it is so overpowered. Whenever you're going up against a build without anchor, which means any build 6'6" or shorter, literally there is nothing they can do to stop you. All you have to do is just get by them, hold square in the paint, and it's gonna be a dunk every single time. And also you can just chuck them out the way, and I don't even have my strength fully upgraded yet. But this dunking does not only apply to bullying builds 4 inches shorter than you. You guys see right here, we're going up against a 7'1" center with an 87 block rating. Any builds like 6'10" and taller will not be able to guard you on the perimeter, and honestly you can cook them every single possession. And if you want to be beating those super tall center builds, honestly you should probably not even be going for contacts that often, but you definitely can get them consistently. Sometimes when they play very good defense, that green window is going to be very small, but other times you guys see he's playing good defense and it's just giant. So yeah, you can get contact dunks consistently against almost any build in this game. And you guys see this guy cannot stay in front of me. All around, the dunking on this build is very consistent and very overpowered. Definitely do make sure you learn that dunk meter. Playing on a tall slasher build like this one is so overpowered, and also you can pair that with just amazing shooting and stuff. Like you can pretend to drive to the basket and then hit him with a step back and then green in the midi. You can also get standing dunks at least fairly consistently, which is so much more difficult to block than just the standing layup. And to be honest, in my opinion, it's not really worth upgrading close shot or driving layup on this build because you're not going to be hitting people with crafty layups, and you're not going to be making like contact layups or contact close shots or something, but you're going to be getting a lot of contacts. What really completes the offense of this build is the dribbling. You guys see right there, 75 ball handling, that's all you need. And then we're also going with a 66 speed with ball, which gives you a very slept on badge, and that's silver triple strike. Also, your passing, we're going up to 75, that's all you really need. You guys have kind of already seen the dribbling on this build, but it's very crazy, especially if you know how to use that speed boost glitch right there. If your perimeter is not high enough, I'm balling by you every single time. And then the dunking on this build allows me to bully any builds without at least silver anchor. And if I'm going up against a build with both crazy block and crazy clamps, then I'm just gonna sit in the corner and you guys can waste your lockdown against me. Now, one thing I was a little bit concerned about is only having bronze unpluckable. If you guys do want silver unpluckable, you can just put up the post control. That's literally all you have to do. I'll put a version at the end with silver unpluckable instead. And if I ever go up against someone that I I know has gold glove. And as I said, I'll just sit in the corner and you guys can waste your lockdown on me. I've played a lot of games against people with like silver glove and it really has not been an issue. I get ripped just as much as my guard build with a 92 ball handling. Also, if you guys want to be dribbling like me, I'll put my dribble moves on the screen right now. Go ahead, copy them down if you want to. And now let's move on to the defense. So both Giannis and Kevin Durant do have pretty good defense. So you guys see right away, we're going with an 87 block rating, which you guys see is going to give us gold chase down artist and gold anchor. So our rim protection is going to be pretty good. I did want to at least have some rebounding on this build. You guys see we're going up to an 85. You probably won't be the primary rebounder on your team unless you're playing on the twos. And by the way, this build on the twos is so overpowered. I've been running with a 6'8" point guard build. That's probably the best lineup in this game. Then after the rebounding, you guys can pretty much see what we're going with for the perimeter and the steal. You guys see it's going to be pretty good. Your perimeter defense on this build is pretty solid. Just do make sure you understand that's not going to be the same thing as playing perimeter defense on a build with like gold clamps. On this 1v1 court right here, I was honestly kind of testing the defense on this build. What I've been doing is just playing high, knowing I can very easily get a chase down. Like right there, this guy's boxing. Oh my goodness. And then I proceeded to just sell the clip. And on this build, you can still get steals, although it's not super common. At least on-ball steals are not very common, but like just getting off-ball interceptor steals, that's pretty easy on this build. And you see, going back up against this 7'1" post scorer build, I was able to see on this build right here, you definitely can clamp up tall center builds. Obviously, this guy's not the best player in the world or anything, but you guys see he goes for a post hook. I time it perfectly. I get a block. You're not going to be getting bullied on this build whatsoever. And then I already talked about the perimeter defense a little bit. You guys see it is pretty solid. Like I'm sticking with this guy at least pretty decently. And if he ever burns past me, I would just run back and get a chase down. In 5v5, you definitely want to have another center build on your team that can get other rebounds. And then you can use this build at the small forward or the power forward position. But in park, you can definitely get rebounds very easily if you know how to box out. For the physicals, you guys pretty much see what I'm going with down here. You're going to be very quick on this build. And as well, you're going to get an 80 vertical for gold chase down artist, as well as gold posterizer, as well as very good strength for all those bullying animations. You guys see, it comes out to be a 3-level scorer. We got shades of Giannis, but not of KD. But please do subscribe to the channel. And with that being said, I'm out. Peace.